All right, we're back, and I'm with Josh Rockey, Program Chair for the Communications Program and the Department Chair for Liberal Arts and Sciences at Ivy Tech Community College. Welcome, Josh.
Thank you.
We're going to talk a little bit about your job. What opportunities are there for someone who graduates with a degree in professional communication there at Ivy Tech?
That's what my parents would like to know all these years later,
Yeah.
since I graduated with a communication degree. But like most the liberal arts degrees, the professional communication degree is primarily a transfer degree. So we encourage students to transfer. We have articulation agreements primarily with IUK, but we also have an articulation agreement with IUPUI for students to transfer into bachelor's degree programs in a communication-related field. But we also do have some students that enter the workforce directly out of their communication degree program at entry-level management type positions or training type positions. Some enter the media fields, starting as reporters or something like that, radio or a newspaper or even television. Again, very entry-level positions with a 2-year degree, but still, find their way there and then work their way up. But primarily, we are a transfer degree program.
I wish I'd known that. I'd got a communications degree and not have to be on air. I could have got the entry-level job back there behind the camera.
It's never too late.
Instead, I'm stuck here. So, hey, what are some professional communication graduates doing now in the community, if you haven't already answered that question?
Well, we do have some examples. We have several people that, again, go to the advanced programs at IUK, and either in new media communication there, which has more of a graphic design type element to it. So we have several people that are working in the graphic design field, either independently. We have one graduate who started his own graphic design company and designs graphics for organizations and companies and products and things. We have some other folks who are working in graphic design in a corporate type level. But I also know people in communication that work in all kinds of fields, in insurance and education and in sales and
so it's
communication
really a catch-all.
degree.
You can do just about anything with a degree like that. It sounds like
That's the great part of a communication degree. Is it really does open itself to a number of different fields. It can also be a negative in some ways because, again, people don't really know, they hear communication, they say, what is that? You hear somebody has a degree in accounting and you know what that is,
Sure.
or in automotive technology and you know what they do. Communication is so broad, though, that you can do so much with it that sometimes people have trouble pinning it down, including employers, but that's where the students themselves have to demonstrate their skills and really show what it is they can do individually.
Sure. So what are some of the courses that you might have to take to get a communications degree? I'm assuming speech and creative writing would be on that list, but do I have to take math?
Absolutely. You have to take math, all the same general studies type stuff, math and some science and some humanities courses. And then as far as the communication related courses, the major related courses do include public speaking, but also interpersonal communication, which is more one-on-one communication, as well as mass communication, public relations. And then in a broader sense as well, there are several courses in visual communication, which has more to do with graphic design, as well as creative writing, as you mentioned, and technical writing. So it's really kind of a broad degree in terms of communication sense. And then the more focused courses would come at the bachelor's degree level, when you would kind of specialize in one particular area of communication.
And that's when I'm transferring to another university for the bachelor's program? Is that
correct? Yes. So for example, at IUK, you could major in new media communication, which has that graphic design focus. You could also study communication arts, which is more the traditional rhetoric and interpersonal type and public speaking type courses. At IUPUI, it actually transfers into the technical communications program, which has more of, again, the technical feel to it. So again, a variety of different options for students both to study later and once they graduate from the program.
Sure. I know at my child's high school, before she graduates, she has to conduct a service project of some sort. Do you have a similar type of thing that's connected to the communications program?
We do. There's not necessarily a requirement, but we do have lots of options for students to participate in service learning. For example, our public relations course, the students in that course have designed, they several years ago redid the academic awards ceremony for Ivy Tech and planned it all out, scripted it, put it all together, including the design elements, how the stage was going to be decorated and things like that.
Wow.
We've also worked, we are presently working on a plan to work with the farmers market here in Kokomo to work on an educational plan actually to reach out to younger students and help them understand how fresh fruits can be helpful to them and to promote the farmers market, but also to promote healthy eating and things like that. So we're working to develop a plan with them on that. We also have a public speaking competition for students at large at Ivy Tech that the proceeds from which it's a fundraiser, and the students actually advocate then why the money that's raised should go to a particular nonprofit organization. So last year we had 5 students in the finals that advocated for different organizations, including Kokomo Urban Outreach and the Mental Health Association, for example. And we raised several $100s then for the organization that ended up getting those funds. So there are a variety of different things going on.
It sounds like we got some party planning in there, some nonprofit
Sure.
organization stuff. That's great stuff.
Absolutely.
Now, I'm a full-time employee, obviously, but if I wanted to go back and get a degree and I don't have time to get to the classroom, do you offer this in online courses?
It is possible to get it in an entirely online format, depending on which electives you would choose. Some of the courses are a little more difficult to get online than others. The visual communication courses, the graphic design courses aren't as readily available online. So if that was the avenue you wanted to take, you might have to come on campus for those. But the majority of courses are available online, and depending again on the track you chose, it would be possible to get the degree entirely online. In fact, we're the only region for Ivy Tech in the state that offers this particular degree program.
Oh, wow.
And so we have students actually from all over the state that complete the degree. Students right now that are getting ready to graduate from Evansville and Anderson and Gary and
So that
all
remote
over the
learning
place.
is a big part of it then. About how long would it take me to get through this degree if I wanted to do it full-time or part-time?
If you're going full-time, as with most Ivy Tech degrees, we're looking at 2 years. It's a standard associate's degree, Associate of Science in Professional Communication. So if you're going 5 classes, fall, spring, and then 1 or 2 in the summer, 2-year degree. And then from there, it just depends on, if you're going part-time, it depends on, if you're taking 2 or 3 classes, then we have students that spread it out quite a bit. And
So there's really no penalty if I need to take it at my pace?
Correct, yep.
Great. So if I need more information about your communications program, how do I get a hold of you?
You can contact me directly. My email is jrockey2 at ivytech.edu.
We're communicating right here.
Or if you just call Ivy Tech and tell them you want to speak with me, or just tell them you're interested in the communication program, you'll eventually be directed to me because I'm pretty much it.
Right. So just say, hey, that dude that was on TV, I want to talk to him.
That's right. Absolutely.
Josh, thanks a lot for your time this morning.
Thank you.
Communications. All right. We're going to go to a break and we'll be back with more Ivy Tech.